مش مبين شيء ورا ما هيك.
ورا شو؟ لا.
أنا جسمي ولا شيء.
لا. اوكي.
Alright.
اوكي.
عبي لي متى.
يلا.
And just if you don't mind, I'll put it on airplane mode so that it doesn't interrupt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Very nice.
Actually, we should have started recording with you pouring us mette.
بلشت already record.
You already started recording?
نعم.
Now it's audio. Yeah.
خليها هون ولا شيء؟
أكيد لا.
This is how you drink macaron. You keep on putting on. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
We're good?
All set.
All set?
Right.
I can't do the clap, so. Thanks, Avira. Monika Borgmann, welcome to the Urtbewi Banyan. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to Amira is home in the back for making us
Cheers.
mette. Half Argentina, full mette. She keeps saying that surgery is not the solution. If you just drink mette, your bones heal.
So, only mutton now for several times.
Yeah, and apparently I can walk, I can fly, but it hasn't happened.
It
So,
will come.
It will come.
It will come.
Maybe I'm not drinking enough mette. Thank you for coming all the way up from Beirut.
I'm so happy to see you, Ronnie.
I'm always happy to see you. Even when things are not so comfortable, I'm always excited to see you because for me, you're a friend first and foremost. And I tend to take advantage of our friendship quite regularly by making you part of the podcast quite regularly. But it's a joy for me to actually do two things. To talk to you on the record and then to listen to our conversations later to see really what has changed. And I'm going to start off with rapid change. I think the last time we spoke thoroughly with each other, things were dramatically different.
Yes.
And that's just a few months ago. Things have changed quite immensely, and I think maybe years from now we will appreciate what kind of change happened, the dramatic shift.
Yeah.
To the point that I think it was last Wednesday, if I'm not mistaken, or was it Tuesday? I don't remember the exact day.
Thursday.
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 When you're in a hospital for 3 weeks, Tuesday is Thursday is Wednesday. Last Thursday, a friend of ours, Nadim Shhadi, came up to Urtbewi from the event you were hosting, an event that I think would have been unthinkable in terms of numbers, of importance, or even government involvement a year ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've attended these events in earlier years, and I know the kind of crowd that shows up. They're all friends of ours. I was told that this time was different.
It was different, and I mean, it was not easy to get the Beirut Bar Association. As far as I understood, it required even inside discussions in the Bar Beirut Association. So the fact that in the end we got it, and we could have the event there, is by itself already a positive sign because, discussions happened inside, but in the end they gave it to us. And then, of course, the Justice Minister participated, and he participated not only for the Ministry of Justice, he also participated in the name of Joseph Aoun and of Nawaf Salam. And I'm completely agree that this was just unthinkable before. I mean, 1 year ago there was also no government, but even with the previous government of Michel Aoun, I mean, nobody could ever have imagined this.
Yeah.
So this, I mean, things sometimes if you live all this day by day, you don't realize anymore what is changing. But in fact, you are completely right. It's a huge step forward.
Yeah. Now that huge step forward, let's assume somebody somebody listening to this is not fully aware of the story, its inception and where it is right now. Could you describe maybe the event's purpose, what you got out of it, in addition to the positive changes that we discussed already, that it's more visible now?
Yeah.
It's more on the radar. But how would you describe, let's say, the purpose and what you want to see accomplished from this event?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I myself, plus the family of Lokman, who was assassinated in February 2021, plus our lawyers, plus our friends, we have been pushing as much as we could for some justice and accountability. And I can come back later to this, because there are also major changes, if you want. And I mean, Lokman and I, we have been documenting since very long time. We have been documenting political assassinations, of course, including also the assassination of your father. And after the assassination of Lokman, we founded first the Lokman Slim Foundation, which has the aim to really document and to push for justice for victims of political assassinations. And we have documented more than 200 cases. And more than 200 cases for a little country like Lebanon, I mean, it's just enormous.
I'll just move this here, because I think when we touch the table, it...
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
It's really just enormous. And so this was the reason why we felt it's important to have an association or foundation which is really tackling these political assassinations. And we have been organizing regularly events. The 17th of July is the International Day for Criminal Justice, and during the last 2 days, and you have been a speaker, and you attended, we had organized either events a little bit around Lokman or around the topic of impunity and accountability. But we started also, this foundation was not done only for Lokman, it was done for all political assassinations. And we have started to organize meetings maybe since 2 years, 1 year and a half, where we invited lawyers, where we invited activists, families, survivors like Meishi Diak or Marwan Hamadeh of political assassinations. And we were trying to really think together what can be done. Yeah. And so the event last Thursday was the launching of something what we are calling Manara. Manara for justice. It means a lighthouse for justice. Yeah. And we will see what can be really done for all political assassinations. I give one example. Meishi Diak, she even doesn't know where is her dossier.
Yeah.
This is really dramatic. Marwan Hamadeh, the case of Marwan Hamadeh was supposed also to be treated by the STL. Mm-hmm. The STL closed. So now nobody, the same for Samir Asir. So now nobody knows anymore, who is responsible in these cases. And I profoundly believe, we are all sharing the same pain. And this is a double-sided pain. It's first of all the pain that we lost somebody who was very dear to us, and the second pain is, and I don't see that time is healing this pain, the second pain is the injustice or the lack of accountability.
The event this year, the fact that there was government involvement, are there any expectations for them to do anything different? And I'm asking it in context of, is this to look backwards or is it more to look forwards?
For me, it's both.
Both,
I mean,
yeah.
there you have the amnesty law, so you can still do something for the truth, for political assassinations, before the amnesty law, which was adopted in August 2091. But you...
1991.
91,
No,
yeah, sorry.
We went too far.
Yes.
I take good medicine,
Yes.
but not that good.
1991.
Yeah.
So, but for all assassinations which happened after August 1991, justice can still be done. And so for me, it's really for the past, but also for the future, because I really believe if we have one success story, is it any of the assassinations, is it the port explosion, is it any success story of accountability, it will be a very strong signal. You cannot kill anymore in total impunity. And not having this success story means you give green light to the killers to continue.
What is the Ministers of Justice involvement this round? What does the foundation, maybe you in an individual capacity, what do you expect from him in this current climate? Do you want dossiers reopened? Do you want some kind of process that hasn't been done? You mentioned Meishad yet doesn't even know where. I don't think most people know if and where they are. What would you like to see happen?
I mean, for me, it was highly symbolic. For me, it was a strong message that he participated, and I hope. I mean, he could have a very important role. To forbid political interference.
Okay, so preventing...
Because I mean,
yeah,
we didn't. I mean, the justice in Lebanon, the judicial system was not independent. So he could really have an important role to give the capacity to judges to do their work.
Do you want certain files opened, and that would be the accomplishment, that things that have been shelved, that they're now being addressed?
Yes, of course. And I mean, the families also need, we are ready to help everybody where we can help if they want to open their files. And and maybe the fact that we launched this coalition, it gives also the feeling to some of the families. I mean, you have been always very public, but it's not the case of everybody.
Yeah.
To speak out, because I think also there were families, they really felt very much left alone. And they were not entouré, how you say entouré? They were not very familiar to international mechanism or whatever you can have and whatever might also help. So I hope maybe that the fact that there is this coalition now, that it could also encourage families to say we want to reopen the file as long as it's possible.
in the setting of this event was at the Beirut Lawyers Syndicate?
Beirut Bar Association.
Bar Association, sorry.
Yeah,
So lawyer focused.
yeah.
That's different.
Yeah, and this is what we wanted. We wanted really, we wanted to implicate as much lawyers as possible, or at least that they are listening to it, and really a lot attended, as you were saying in the beginning. I mean, the last events, yes, these were mainly our friends who attended.
Yeah.
But this time, I think there were around 250 persons, and there were a lot of faces I didn't know. So there were a lot of lawyers. And
An almost public interest that is, people are less afraid to show their faces in these events
yes,
in 2025.
yes.
I think
yes.
a lot of these people probably wanted to attend earlier and then took the cautious route.
Yes, of course.
And not just about the event, it could even be the location of certain ceremonies
Yes.
in your home in Khbeiri. I think
Yeah.
a lot of people were afraid to show their face there
Yeah,
for
yeah.
obvious reasons.
Yeah.
But this is a segue into something that I think of in general. It's not about this particular cause, it's the country at large. Now that Hezbollah has been significantly diminished and the violence, the violent capabilities of that group have been degraded immensely. We don't know exactly how far, but I think it's safe to say the group cannot operate the way they did anytime soon. And whether it's by our pressure locally or by
International
pressure or by the arrangements that have allowed for Hezbollah to remain the focus for the time being. There's a lot of international attention preventing the rearmament of this group. Add to that, Iran is not in a good place at the moment. I think that's...
Syria is gone.
Syria is gone. This is what I mean by a lot has happened. Even in this conversation,
Yeah.
it's just a few months ago,
Yeah.
so many things changed.
Yeah.
For me, that remains the bigger story, that now, because of that lack of threat, more people are probably going to be visible. Do you see it that way too?
Yes, I think so too. And I mean, for us, it was important to have the first events in the house of Mohsen Slim or in the Slim Villa. It was symbolically important, but of course, for us, it was also evident that some months ago, we had another Hezbollah, that people are not attending their events because they're afraid to come.
Yeah.
And so slowly we have been moving out from for the events. And I mean, we had an event in February at the Biel, now at the Beirut Bar Association, and of course this is facilitating on one hand. The location is facilitating to have more participation. But then mainly it is really the climate you are describing, which is also helping. Yes, people are less afraid.
Yeah.
I mean, we are all, in one way or another, we are all living with fear, and of course, of course, you can imagine the pressure. Is it for any crime, the port explosion, for a political assassination? What will happen when a judge becomes serious?
Right,
So we will see in the future how all this will develop. But of course, the climate now is much more favorable than it was some months ago. Some months ago, it would have been almost impossible.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hope that this has also an effect on judges, that they are becoming more courageous, and on lawyers. I mean, somehow there is a momentum which we should use, because also nobody knows, in case there will be elections in 10 months, what will be the shape of the next government. So there is a real momentum to use now to move forward.
I think the numbers would be even higher had the story really been behind us. So the fact that even though it's a diminished group, they're still armed. I think if you actually find a way, an internal path for the peaceful disarmament or surrendering of weapons, I think more people would be they would probably acknowledge that they were afraid to do anything before, and now they're comfortable. And I think that's the story really at the end of the day. It's
Yeah.
the less threatening this group is, the more vocal victims of assassinations are.
Yeah,
Which, in a way, that's the story.
yeah.
If you're not threatened by their killing machine, you can talk
You can talk. Yeah.
freely. But you said
Yeah.
living in fear. You're never living in fear. You did that whole slogan, Sifr Khof. We lived without fear. Some of us lived without fear, but leaned on that slogan too to push forward. That's years ago now.
Yes.
And that's the change, that fear in itself has gone down.
Down. Yes.
Uh,
And I mean, I think it's really important that everybody feels that he is not alone.
yeah. That's the community environment that this event provides. Did you feel that more victims, relatives, and loved ones, did you see them more involved this round? Were they reaching out to you more? Was
Yes.
there more
There was
interaction?
much more interaction than
Okay.
before.
Yeah.
I mean, some people we have been in contact with them, but we haven't been meeting. So they came for the first time, and no, I mean really through the time we built. My ring is making noise. We built this kind of interaction.
My joints are making noise. By the way, I did this to myself to avoid attending the event.
I see.
I was very determined
I
not to
see.
go, so I smashed into the room. Yeah. It's like, no more events for me. I'm out.
Excellent.
Yeah, deliberate self-sabotage.
Let me ask you, Ronnie.
Please.
You would like to reopen the case of your father?
That's a good question. That's a nice question to. I think about these things often, with or without any. Let's assume there's no effort being made. Because I am so confident of everything that has happened, and I came to terms with it, that Hezbollah was directly involved, and probably the same hit squad killed a lot of these people too, whether it's Rafiq Hariri or others. The fact that a lot of them are dead, not all of them, but a lot of them, and the fact that the leader of that group is dead, and the whole chain of command is dead, and because this group paid a huge price for getting involved in the Israeli Hamas disaster fiasco, because they're so degraded today. Everything I saw in this country the last year, I feel like maybe that's a case that is closed. Now this is psychological. This is not judicial. I don't see why there should not be, I don't see a reason for it not to be reopened, but I'm not interested personally for comfort or whatever you get from that journey. I feel like the chapter has closed. Not by me, not by you, not by anyone in this country. War closed that chapter. But this is, I'm talking on an individual level. Doesn't mean that it should not happen. It probably should happen. But I'm not advocating for it.
But you don't want to know the names? I want to know the names. I want to know the names of the persons who kidnapped Lokman, who killed Lokman, and I want to know the names of really the persons behind it.
You're probably more correct in your demand. For me, because I don't necessarily care to know the name of the individual that pushes a trigger, the individual that's monitoring. the individuals that are listening, for me, this is Hezbollah. It's less individuals, it's more the organization. That's how I've always seen it. It's not just Hassan Nasrallah too, it's Iran.
Yes.
Yeah, so I kind of have, I never looked at it as people, individuals. I looked at it as a group, and the group lost. I wouldn't mind knowing the names, and there probably a few of them are still alive. They may well live in Beirut, and they may actually live normal lives. I don't know. But that's not my focus. I don't really think they are. The decisions to kill these people didn't come from these low-level operatives. They
Therefore,
came from
I'm saying
the top.
the people behind, yes.
Those names, I know them. They were on our television screens, or they're dead, and most of them are dead. But this is not. I'm really talking on an individual level. I felt when Hassan Nasrallah was killed that something dramatic changed. That this group will never operate the way it did before. This is after the pagers, this is after a lot of the top command were killed, but this symbolic figure was killed. I think that to me was the moment of that's it, it's over. But I'm not saying this is the correct way of looking at it.
It's one way.
It's one way.
It's one way.
And I'll tell you something, it's been a while. For me, the wounds, this is 12 years ago. I've done my best to also psychologically move on. Even though I focused on this subject, but I've also done what I needed to do to learn to live with it and push forward. I'm more at ease today than I was a year ago. That his killers, the people that took the decision to kill him are probably dead. Salim Ayesh was killed in an apartment in Syria. He's one of those killers accused in Hariri's killing. He's one of those members of those hit squads. The low-level ones, I don't know if I don't know if I even care about them. These are useful idiots, or they're paid agents. I don't care. But not everyone feels the same way. Clearly.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I want to know what was the trigger. Where, let's say in brackets, where Lokman went too far. I feel I can find peace if I know the details.
Peace for you comes from those intimate.
I would like to know the names of the persons directly implicated, even if I'm convinced the decision was done, it was Nasrallah's decision or even higher.
Or maybe not even his decision.
Or even not his decision,
yeah.
But, so there is no doubt that I also believe in this, but I would like also to know what was the trigger, why now? Lokman has been always very critical towards Hezbollah. So it was the interview, for example, about the port explosion. It was not the first interview where people told him you went too far. This has happened before. There was this wave of threats, if you want. So why now? I really would like to know why now.
I think if you succeed in that mission, probably others will be more encouraged to look further. Maybe you doing that would inspire others that have gone through this to be more comfortable re-examining. Even if it opens wounds, even if it takes you back. Yeah, I would like to know I would like to see that become reality, that you're able to do that. But I am not convinced that we will get that far, even until today. And not because I'm cynical. Najat Saliba said I was super cynical before. and I don't think I'm cynical. I think I'm being more practical, that it's still an armed group that would probably have enough persuasion in the government to derail.
You don't think I will arrive where I want to arrive?
Not in this.
Political situation. And then you said cynical.
Right, so I think you can get further now because of things that have changed. But to get all the way, I still think there's that one missing step, which is the structure of this group has to be fully behind us. This may happen. We may see the eventual dissolution of this group's weapons. I think at that stage, it becomes so much easier to do everything.
Yeah.
But the fact is, we have a braver justice minister this year and a new government who has already had hurdles. He's not immune to pressure. But it's a first step. We've done the first step.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm happy to know that these events keep growing in significance. They don't diminish. They actually become more important. And I really regret not being there. I actually, there's no physical way for me to have attended, but I was there listening through other people, and all I heard was that it was an impressive event.
I'm glad to hear this.
Yeah, and that for me is already that's the signal that things have changed.
And I hope we will progress.
Yeah.
I really hope we will progress. And if we progress, really we progress together. I think also nobody can do something alone. And I mean, we should connect also much more than we are doing it now with the families for the port explosion. We should connect more with the former Lebanese detainees in Syrian prisons, etc. It's one battle.
Yeah. Monika, thank you for coming to Urtbewi Hospital.
I'm so happy to see you in a good shape.
Thank you for saying this. You bring out a good side
But
of me.
I hope see you back in Beirut very soon.
Me too. And you already promised me you'll be pushing me around
Yes.
on the Corniche.
On the Corniche.
And then you'll leave me on the Corniche and go home.
Then we go swimming.
Yes, exactly. Monika Borgmann, thank you.
Thank you.
We did it.
We did it.
Shout out to Amira. Come, Amira.
Yes.
Thank you for the karate. Bring the frame. Yeah, because I now have a tradition. I introduce everyone that puts the episode together. That's Amira Azon. The only reason we drink mate every day. And we all know mate has nothing to do with
Thank you
healing.
for the
It's just
mate.
caffeine. Thank you, Monika. Thank you, Amira.
Thank you.
دخلت كونسول الكم
ناخد صورة. Yeah.